thank God you didn't die while you were in it. So only overcomers. There's no bars in heaven. Thank God. He that overcometh shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life. Years ago, there was a disobedient saint here, and one day he walked in, and the Spirit of the Lord told me, I have blotted his name out. That's scary. And I said, I think I'm hearing things. I don't know if... I'm getting pretty cynical, I started thinking. But the Lord said, I have blotted his name out. Well, it turns out he was doing crazy stuff, but on the sly. And so I didn't need to know what he was doing. It's just he was bringing destruction into the church. And so the Lord took care of it. I didn't have to go over there and say, okay, what have you done? No, it just, all I had to watch is a process, the period of about a year plus for it to all work itself out. And the Lord, you see, the Lord is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. And so the Lord puts up with a lot, but there's some stuff that the Lord did not put up with. But he that overcometh, you don't have to be afraid of stuff like that. You just have to say, Lord, you always have to find a place of repentance till you overcome and not make it a thing that, okay, I accept this, and people are just going to have to accept it around me. And in fact, I think it's okay. And in fact, somebody yells out, you know what? You need to try what I'm doing. That's when the Lord starts to intervene and do stuff that gets the infection out of a church. You ever get a splinter in your hand and you can't dig it out? When I used to work with my dad as a carpenter, forms or whatever, I used to get splinters all the time. There's some I could not get out. But I'd go to work, man, it would hurt. I always be reminded, man, I had that splinter in my finger, and it would get red, then it would get a big ball, and then it was white, and then one day it would just like explode while working, and the splinter would be gone. My skin would go flat again, and I'm in working mode again. Yeah. So the Lord does the work. It's the Lord that cleanses. It's the Lord that takes care of the problems. And it's very hard many times for the pastor not to, even though he knows what's happening, many times for me to not pull a tear out, because you might pull out wheat up also. It says you might look like the bad guy doing it, or they might not understand, or they might just get defensive. So just let it happen till I let it happen. And it really, can I tell you what? It's hard on me, but it's great on keeping people in church. It really is. To let the Lord shepherd his own church. I teach you, but the Lord, he's the one that does the work. Except the Lord build a house. I'll labor in vain. Revelation 3, 10 through 12. Talks about being patient. Because I have kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Let's talk about the tribulation coming up. Behold, I come quickly, hold fast to that which thou hast, let no man take thy crown. Then if you're patient unto the coming of the Lord, notice, to him that overcometh, I will make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go out no more, and I will write upon it the name of my God, and the name of the city of my God, which is the New Jerusalem, which cometh down from heaven, from my God, and I will write unto him my new name. Again, it points to intimacy, that you and the city are going to be one. It is yours.